Hey superstar, it's Gavin Speaks. Here are 5 things that you should never tell anyone. Number one, okay, is you should never tell anyone anything about you that makes you feel as if you are losing your power. You should never tell anyone anything about you where you feel like you are losing your power, you're giving something away. If you feel any type of way, like, hey, this is making me feel kind of weak right now, or I'm feeling kind of vulnerable, unless it's like a relationship with someone that you can trust and, you know, they're going to be open to supporting you with it. If you feel that that person's going to take from you or manipulate what you're saying, or you feel like, hey, I told this person this goal or whatever it is that I'm doing and it's feeling like, hey, I'm giving away my power, do not tell them. Okay, there's a certain level of power that one needs to cultivate before sharing the information that you have within. The inner world is sacred and secret to who you have become up until now. All right, you want to keep things to yourself until you've cultivated enough power to then share it with others. In fact, instead of sharing it with others, prove it to them in the physical realm by showing your successes and how far you've made it. Keep your plans, keep your goals to yourself until you've cultivated enough power to now share it, whether that you're going to vocalize it or just show your success through the material world. Like, you've made it now, you've got the better home, or you got the better car, you got the better job, you got the traveling, or whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest into your life. Keep it to yourself. Stop telling people what you are doing because you haven't done it yet. And you're giving away your power. Even when you start doing it or you're making progress to do it, stop telling people that you're going to do stuff. Because oftentimes what a lot of people do is they start making progress towards what they want to make progress at, and then they start telling people, and then you fall off track. Now, not only do you look bad towards yourself and you feel bad about not keeping up that habit, not keeping up that goal, not keeping up that consistency, you've now gone and told other people and you're not able to be consistent at it. Now, the only way that I would say to use this or utilize other people when it comes to your goals and the things that you want to manifest into your life is having someone that's going to keep you accountable. For example, you can give someone $100, and that $100, you say, hey, don't give me this $100 back unless I achieve this goal. So now your mind is like, oh, I'm going to lose $100 if I don't achieve this goal, if I don't consistently take action towards whatever it is I want to do, right? And so whenever you feel like you're giving away power should not be leaking out of you. Okay, you should be cultivating so much power within that you got an overflow of cup, and you just feel like infinitely powerful. You just feel like I can do anything, right? You need to cultivate that and feel incredible. You want to be feeling incredible before you start sharing stuff with people. You don't want to be feeling like you're leaking or leaching power, like you're pouring, water into a bucket and there's a hole in the bucket and it's just going down. Like the bucket just keeps on going down consistently, and you're gonna have to, keep on filling it up. You want to be cultivating so much power that it's just like a infinite waterfall of power. And I'm not talking about heart-based power here. I'm not talking about ego-based. Oh, I'm confident now, and I'm successful now, and look at me, like I'm significant, I'm important, not this kind of power. I'm talking about feeling grounded within yourself, having that inner peace, having that equanimity, having that internal strength, having that knowingness that there's life beyond death, having that knowingness that I'm a spiritual being, having that knowingness that I am abundance. And you don't need to share it with anyone. You don't have to. You want to, you would like to teach or support or help someone else or whatever it is. You just feel like you're in that space. Does that make sense? So the second thing that you should never share with anyone is things that are self-boosting. Help make people find out about what you're doing by themselves. Have them ask the question. Have them be curious about you. You know, you want to create this sense of secrecy about you because you are a secret, you are sacred, right? You want to create this sense of curiosity where people want to find out, you know, what's going on in your life. How comes you're so happy? How comes you seem so grounded? How comes you seem so peaceful? How comes you seem like you got your shit together? You know, and oftentimes we're just, you know, gossiping and talking about this and talking about that, sharing with people this, sharing with people that, right? And we're doing it to self-boost, to make ourselves feel better. Like, oh, you know, I got a successful YouTube channel. No, hardly anyone knows. You see my YouTube channel, especially my previous one, people found out naturally through just finding me on the internet. I had someone message me on Instagram about a month ago. I had someone message me on Instagram who went to my school, right? My secondary school. I think you call it high school in America, right? He messaged me randomly on Instagram saying, hey, Gavin, I found your channel. I love the work that you're doing. It's amazing. Keep up the great work, right? It's not as if I'm sharing it, you know, with my friends and family and all of this stuff. People just naturally find it. I've had people who, my mom's ex-husband's friend in Jamaica watches my videos, and I didn't promote it to this person. You know, so this is the kind of mindset you want to come in with. It's like, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. You do your thing, I do my thing. I don't need to show off. I don't need to show what I got, what I'm doing, what I'm achieving, or anything like that. And so we have this human need of significance and to feel important. And so sometimes we need to share it with others. In fact, the whole social media is based on significance and looking pretty and looking muscly and, you know, looking sexy and this photo and that photo and like whatever it is, right? It's based on looking and being perceived in a certain way so that we can gain significance through the likes and the comments and the DMs. Let's go down in the DMs, right? And so we get stuck in this significance loop. I don't need that validation, right? Stop seeking external validation. Give validation for yourself through building your power, cultivating it to the point where you feel like, oh shit, like, you know, I'm just feeling good about me. I hope others can now feel good about them, you know, and you're not needing to suck power from the external world. Does that make sense? So you're not leaking power anymore, and now you're not sucking any power. Number 3, the third thing that you should never tell anyone is creating these expectations of what you said you're going to do, right? You're telling people, hey, I'm this, I'm that, I'm gonna do this for you and all this stuff, and then you're not devaluing, but you're extending yourself, you're people pleasing, right? So that others can now feel good. And now they're going to create this expectation of you doing that all the time. Now, men with women, we would rather see you smiling rather than you cooking every day in frustration and bringing frustration to your kids and to the husband or the wife, the man in the relationship or whoever cooks in, right? You got this expectation of, I need to do this all the time. I need to cook. I need to cook. I need to cook. I need to cook, right? And so you get into this mindset of that's what I have to do. And it comes with this frustration and this resentment that I have to do this because I need to be a good woman, right? That's what good women do. But a man in a heterosexual relationship, right, would prefer you to be happy over cooking all the time. You know, we can figure out another way, right? And so women need to learn this, men need to learn this, where you're not setting these false expectations, these fake expectations of what you need to do, how you need to do it, blah, 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 and not putting those fake expectations on anyone else. Don't tell anyone something that you're going to do that you don't want to. Right? Hey Gavin, do you want to go out to the club today? Nah, I'ma stay. right? Namaste. Nah, I'ma stay, right? Comment that below. Nah, I'ma stay. Namaste. Nah, I'ma stay, right? So sometimes what I'll do, say like, friends wanting to, this is when I was a little bit younger, friends wanted to go out to party. I'm like, I'm going to think about it. I'll let you know closer to the time whether or not I'm coming. Does that make sense? I'll let you know closer to the time whether or not I'm coming. And so when it gets closer to the time, I'll say, yeah, I want to go, or no, I don't want to go. All right, because closer to the time, I know for sure, being someone who's empathic, being someone who's a little bit more spiritual, I'll know closer to the time if I'm 100% interested in going. All right, being around all the people, being around everyone drinking, smoking, and all of this stuff, I don't really want to be around these energies, right? But obviously, I want to spend time with my friends sometimes, and sometimes I don't. And so we need to figure out how to position things where we're not setting false expectations, and that I actually genuinely want to do this, and I'm going to bring a good energy to it so everyone has a good time. Does that make sense? But when you're just doing things for the sake of doing it to please others, it's a trap. Does that make sense? Okay, number 4, the fourth thing that you should never share with anyone, never tell anyone, is someone else's secrets. Keep people's secrets to yourself, right? If you're in a relationship and you're pillow talking, right? Women especially, do not share it with your friends. Keep it inside the relationship. Very important. There's a very powerful dynamic in a relationship where only certain things should be shared, because when it comes to friends and family, sometimes they don't support you from the best place. They support you from an agenda. They support you from a bias that they like you, they know you, they love you, etc., etc., and they don't hear the other side of the story. And so we really want to be careful with what we tell people and other people's secrets, right? And so obviously sometimes you need to talk to someone. That's why it's important to have a coach, a relationship coach or something like this, or an accountability. So for example, if you're wanting to get married, or if you are married, you need to be around other people that are married, right? You need to be getting advice from people who have been in a marriage for a long period of time. See, my coach, he's been in a relationship, he's been married for 13 years, and I'm currently in a relationship, and I'm getting advice from someone who's been there and done it and been through all the trials and tribulations of what it takes to have a successful relationship, all right? And he's able to support us from years of experience. And so oftentimes we're getting advice from people that have only been in a relationship, their longest relationship is 3 months long. Whilst that's very powerful, talking to people, you want to be careful who you get advice from. For example, I've helped people go on to make 6- and 7-figure incomes in their businesses. Would you rather listen to me in terms of finances and helping you manifest money online and building a business, or would you listen to the cat down the road, Infinite Waters? I'm joking. Would you rather listen to someone who, doesn't even know anything about it, right? Someone has placed some information that's important to them and sacred to them, and they've been vulnerable with you, and then you're going to go tell someone because you feel like you need to tell someone because it makes you feel like you're gossiping and sharing juicy information, and it gives you that sense of excitement and reward and dopamine release. No. And this is we get addicted to this dopamine release, this feeling of, oh, I got a little secret, I want to share it with someone, right? And so, and that diminishes the relationship over time. Now that person can't trust you anymore. You don't want to destroy any trust in a relationship, with a friendship, a business partnership, or anything like that. Some things are secret, and you want to keep those things secret so that people can trust you. The 5th thing that you should never tell anyone is what they did wrong. Stop trying to fix or criticize people, right? People respond better to how you feel, right? So if I say, hey, you did this, you treated me wrong, you treated me bad, you did this, you did that, right? Pointing the finger. What happens is they become defensive. When they become defensive, they'll say, but you did this and you did that in the past and you did this and you did that, and now it's like a never-ending battle. Instead, you share with them how you feel. Okay, this made me feel this way. It made me feel uncomfortable. It made me feel like I was on my own and abandoned, and I don't like feeling that way. Can we come up with a solution so that this doesn't happen again? Right? Does that make sense? You're coming with a constructive thing on how it made you feel, so that person can now step into your shoes, and then you're like, hey, what is the solution? Women need to do this specifically, more importantly, than men. Men are, solution orientated for the most part, and we're very direct, and we're outcome focused. And so women need to practice this more in finding out, okay, what is the solution? Provide tangible, actual solutions to the problem so that it doesn't happen again. Sometimes you just need to spell it out, right? Sometimes you need to spell it out for that person because they can't read your mind. And sometimes they find it hard to articulate themselves, especially people who are chosen ones, people who are more spiritual, people who are less in the cognitive, educational curriculum, system, ways of thinking, right? Sometimes it's hard for them to explain themselves and what they feel and what they're experiencing. And so we want to find ways to be practical and logical about the solution. Okay, I feel this way, feminine dynamic. Here's the practical masculine solution to that. Could you do this next time to make me feel better about this? Does that make sense? And if you're watching this right now and you would like support on your goals and manifesting the reality that you want a tangible way of raising your core vibration, not the vibration of how you feel or how you're feeling good today, so my vibration is high. That's not vibration. That's not the core vibration. Your core vibration is like an instrument. You're playing a piano, it's out of tune. Are you going to play the piano that's going to sound amazing? No. Right? You need to tune the piano so it sounds amazing. You need to tune yourself to be in alignment with nature, your core vibration. And many of us have been conditioned to be out of alignment with nature, out of alignment with God, out of alignment with the universe. And we're wondering why we're struggling with the manifestation and creating the realities that we want. All right. So you can get the free energy reading and the manifestation diagnosis session in the description to find out your core vibration, and also to get a further discussion on what's blocking you from creating the reality that you want. The link's in the description. Check out my previous video, You Are Not a Human. It's hidden in plain sight. And, understanding that you are more than what we call a human being, right? Very, very powerful stuff, and is over here. Check out my 3-part series on how to raise your vibration correctly. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.